Hi, welcome to Who Am I Today with Summer D, and I have a book thrift haul for you. So normally it's clothes, but I got to go to Crossville, Tennessee for my birthday, and that was recent. And so me and my daughter, I'm definitely a clothing person. Always 9 times out of 10 I'm going to gravitate towards clothing, but we are book people as well, judging by the home tour. You probably figured that out. And also decor. I like decor. I do not need any more decor since I have gotten so many things from my inheritance. We like, unless we are moving into a house, we don't need more decor because really I don't need to squeeze any more in. So I didn't do too much in that section, but we did end up with a few books. So I'm going to get into that thrift haul, and it's to me it's pretty fun. It's like the nostalgia of when I was a teenager. So a lot of these are fashion books, and when I was a teenager I loved the teen magazine. I actually wanted to be a model and send in that little paper in the back and try to be a model, and my mom said no, you can't even send that in, because she didn't agree with that. So here I am at 47 with my outfits on YouTube. But anyways, the fashion books bring back kind of the nostalgia of looking through those teen magazines, looking through we had a 17, I think it was called 17 magazine, and I think there was another one. What was the other one called? Was it, I know In Touch was one, but some of these I wouldn't recommend now. I remember looking at them then. I don't think my mom really knew what was in those because there wasn't always appropriate stuff in those, but I just always loved looking at the clothes. That was what I looked at them for. I probably read some of them, but more or less just looked at clothing. So anyways, and then the Sears catalogs, the JCPenney catalogs. So just, before the internet, before I had the internet, it was magazines and books that we looked at. And so I just kind of miss those times, and I feel like that was very simple and that was fun. And just to sit down and look through the pages at fashion. And so that's what these books reminded me of. Some of them I recognize names, but I don't really know who they are. But I just picked them up because some of them are vintage books, or they're from the 80s and 90s, and I just like the different styles in them and just kind of like seeing that. So I'll just get straight into it. But and usually when we go thrifting, I never find, it is so hard to find in my area or anywhere around me fashion books or fashion magazines. It's like they're not there. I've seen people get them in California, and I think, oh, I would love to have those. I mean, very specific. Like I know one lady, she found like a whole set of like vintage Vogue books, and I thought, oh my goodness, that's amazing. I would have loved to look through those, but anyway, this is all I have ever found, and I found them on my birthday, so I felt, pretty special for that. So, but the first one is, it's called Color Right, Dress Right. It looks like this, and it is from the 80s, and actually, I've done this video a couple times, so I was, looking through the books on the last video, and there were some inappropriate pictures in some of them, so I just kind of got rid of those couple of books, and I didn't want to show those on camera. Also, I'm very careful what I bring into my home. Sometimes I miss it. I try to look through them, but we're in a hurry or something, and I miss something, and normally I wouldn't purchase something like that. And so as I was doing the video, there were inappropriate pictures coming across the video, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to actually sit and look through these before I do the video, before I can show them. So we're redoing it again and taking that stuff out of it. But anyways, like for instance this, do y'all remember these phones? Look at the phone she has. So there's some nostalgia going on right there, but I just liked just looking at back, the styles from a little bit back. Look at that one. Love the yellow coat. And so some of these are really cool. Some are modern, some are vintage. This one is Christine Schwab, so I've never heard of her, but it's cute. The Grown-Up Girl's Guide to Style, so I think that one's cute. And all of these books were from like $1 to $2. So we went to a place called the Bookseller in Crossville, Tennessee, and it is our favorite bookstore. Hands down our favorite. It is not like any other bookstores I've seen in my area. It's not like it's just a bookstore. So it's not a thrift store, it's a regular, just a bookstore. But it's not like McKay's, because McKay's doesn't take, in our area, they don't take vintage books anymore. So when I go in looking for them, they're not there. So it's always disappointing to me, because that's what I'm usually looking for. But I just happened to find these there, and they always have a lot of good, like, vintage children's books. Oh my goodness, I love vintage children's books. They just don't make them like they used to. They do not write them like they used to. And when I say vintage, I mean like 80s. I love the 80s and 90s, but really the 80s children's books are really good. And then there's some really old ones that are good too, but I don't know if y'all remember. Do you remember a book called Flutterby? Does anybody remember that? I don't have it laying out here, but it is such a cute book. And they don't make things like that anymore. So I love going to that store because I can find all kinds of goodies from back in the past that we just don't see anymore. And the stories were better. Today's stories are kind of like kids' books. They're missing something. I don't know. Like, you read them and they're not interesting, and they're just kind of boring. I don't know. So that's been my experience anyway. And so I do have 2 grandkids, but me and my daughter that lives with me is 21, and we still actually really do love the vintage children books, just the nostalgia of them and the way the pictures were drawn, and the just the stories and stuff. We just appreciate that. And so every now and then we will pick them up, and actually the plan is, because one day, and no, there's nothing wrong with living in a mobile home, but one day we will move into a house. That is our plan. And we plan on fixing, so the vintage things that I've kept, I have some wood toys that my dad have made, and I have vintage books that you saw in the dollhouse, using that for a shelf. And so we intend to fix those things up for the grandkids when they come over. And so those will be the specific things that are kept at our house that they will be able to use, and there will be so much nostalgia in them and so much coolness in them. And they're not going to be the new modern stuff, because they can have that at their house, but they will be like the cool stuff when they come to our house. So that's the plan. That's what we're kind of gearing up for. But anyways, this one came with a bookmark as well. It looks like a lot of these books came from the Clinch Powell Regional Library. So I don't know, they must have made a donation, but I got them all for like $1 or $2, and I think that's a steal of a deal for just fashion books in general. I mean, it's I just feel like that's a good deal. This one is Brenda Kinsel's Fashion Makeover. So there's that one, and it's probably a little bit of a newer one. This is an oldie. It's an 80s. Looking good right there. And some of these are just really neat, and some are hand-drawn pictures, some are actual people pictures. But like, see, look at this, like, how cool is that? I love these. So these will be really fun to actually, when I get to sit down and look at them longer. Lauren Conrad, and so hers is a newer book. So her book would have been $19.99, and I got it for $1, so I feel like that's a pretty good deal. And so just there's other extra stuff in here in some of these too. So it shows like some of the books have makeup, some of the books have hair, so a little bit of everything. But my main reason for picking them up were the clothing. This one is Christy Brinkley. So there's that one, and it was a $2 book, and I thought hers was pretty cute. I actually really like this book, because there's a lot of, I tend to lean a little bit more towards lifestyle on stuff. I like stories and backgrounds. So see, I like see how she's like dancing in the street right there, and I just like the different just lifestyle and like what's going on. And this, when I used to be, let me get back to this picture. Okay, so this was me when I was younger. I mean, this is Christy Brinkley, but when I was younger, I used to make my sister take pictures with me, and we would take turns modeling clothes, and I would pick different backgrounds, because think I wanted to be a model, but I used to love, like, she's on a sailboat. How fun is that? And I think when I was younger, from the time I was little, I recognized that the pictures always looked like they were going somewhere. Like there was something really going on, you know, they were in a cool scene or whatever. So that's always stood out to me. And, you know, me and my family, we've had some really, really hard times over the past few years. I know a lot of people have, but I've been asking God to restore my imagination, because you can go through so many hard times and it just crushes your dreams, it crushes your imagination. And so I feel like he's been doing that. So I don't live in the past, so to speak. Like, I know reality wise, I know everything. I know what's going on. I won't say I know everything, but I know a lot of what's going on. And I don't like to stay in those areas because they just don't make me happy. And so I have found, and this is actually, I think I've mentioned this before, but this is actually, what do you call it? Neuroscience. Biblically and neuroscience both say that what you think you are and what you speak you have, right? And so I have been asking God to help me with my imagination and just remembering good times, remembering not the bad but the good stuff, and remembering the good stuff from childhood, because there was a lot of bad, and then remembering the good things, even all the little things. Like, even right now, like, my birthday was so good. I loved going to Crossville. I loved, I went somewhere around here too, and I just found some really cool 90s things and just took my time. I just took a couple of days and took my time, and there was, like, I wasn't in a hurry and nothing really was going on, and I was just enjoying just all the little things and just using my imagination and having fun. And I'd kind of forgotten, I've done so much work, I forgot, like, fun. And I got to a point too, because I love God so much, and I was getting to a point where I, like, everything had to be, I don't know how you would say that. Like, I don't want it, like, everything had to be so spiritual, and if it wasn't spiritual enough, then I felt like it wasn't good enough. And that is a lot because of the town I live in. That a lot of that thinking is coming from what I'm around and the people I'm around, and it is very big in my town. And so I'm having to break out of that. I'm literally having to teach myself that, you know, God loves me and that He is leading me. And I don't have to be, like, literally worried every second of the day or not ever having any fun just because, you know, because I wanted to do the right thing, right? I've always wanted to do the right thing, but I was just, like, spending so much time worrying and making it complicated. So I've really been working on having fun. Long story short, having fun, but, you know, in a good way, you know? And so reminiscing about the good times, I think, is okay. And reminiscing, as long as, you know, like, you don't try to live back there, because we still do live in today's time. But, and just having fun with fashion and having fun with homemaking, and even just finding enjoyable things when I go for a walk or visiting somebody, you know, just finding fun things and good things in each and every day, and focusing more on that. And focusing on just kind of being a light in a dark world, instead of trying to be like, oh, you know, like, so, you know, so spiritual that I can't function, you know. So, and I just think that I've had such a problem with that, and it's come from a lot of situations that I've just came out of. I mean, I've came out of so many, and there's just been so many things that happened that it, you know, you can go through too many traumatic things and it really do a number on you. So it's okay, but I feel like God's just helping me with that. Long story short, He's helping me. And so these books were fun to me. I feel like these were just in my path and they were fun to me, although I do have to be careful what I pick up, because like I said, I don't just pick up everything. I am picky about what I bring home and what I put in front of my family. And so anyway, these are Joan Collins, and there's two of them. And if you know who any of these people are, I really don't. I just wanted them for the clothing, because they were fashion books, and because I don't know who they are, that's why I've already gotten rid of two, because there were stuff in them. I know her name. I'm pretty for certain she was very popular, but I just really don't know anything about her. But one is an 80s book and one is a 90s book, and so I think some of the some of her storyline is in here, and then there is just a lot of like cool pictures, so that was pretty cool right there. I think that it looks almost 70s to me, but it says it was in the 80s. But and then if I read them, or I get into reading them and something's in there that just doesn't set well with me, I'll pass them on or get rid of them or something. So I am super sensitive to a lot of things, and I just think that is because me and my family are called into ministry, and we have had a little bit different walk, and I don't know, there are just some things that we can't do. And so and everybody, you know, has different views on that, so I won't get into all of that. But sometimes I get corrected when I pick things up, and I have to put them down. So but I was really just excited about finding some of these. I thought they were pretty neat, and I'm gonna be excited looking at the fashion in them. This one is Candace Cameron, and Staying Stylish, and this is a newer book, so it was originally $22.99, and I got it for $2, so I think that's pretty good. And it's a more modern take on things, but still done so pretty. Like the pages are like, look, the pages are so nice in this book. I love it. So this would be like definitely the more modern style, but look how beautiful. Like really pretty pages. I love beautiful pictures and pages. Like I am definitely, you could just give me picture books all day long and I would enjoy that. Cindy Crawford's Basic Face right there, which I think this one had a lot of makeup and hair things in it, but there were also some clothes, and there was this interesting little cartoon drawing in there, comic drawing. So I thought that was neat. And then for the odd stuff, the stuff that like don't make any sense, but well, this one makes sense. So I don't really decorate with beachy anything, not normally, but my daughter had a few beach things that we just couldn't figure out how to place them in here, because that's not really the theme or the thing I have going on. So the bathroom ended up being the place for the beach stuff. So she's got like this whale, or it's a whale thing, orca whales I think, on wood, like driftwood, and then she's also got some dolphins. And I went to Home Goods and I found like a vase that's perfect that sits by the dolphins on the counter, and then on the shelf under the counter I got another vase that was perfect. I mean, it just went with those whales, so, to me, so good. And also I feel like there's something in there. I have a frog that has like some seashells on him. He came from my grandparents. He's very vintage as well. And so that is why we picked up the seashell book. So we're like, maybe this needs to go in the bathroom. But then I was like, I don't know, will it run in the bathroom? I'm not sure because of the steam. But we thought this one was really cute, and I think it is a newer book, but it's just got, I'm looking for a really pretty one. Here we go. It has seashells. So I just thought that was cool. And so that's another one we picked up. And Off the Beaten Path. This is probably my favorite. It is, I'm so excited about this one. A guide to more than 1,000 scenic and interesting places, still uncrowded and uninviting. Or not uninviting, and inviting. It is inviting. So anyways, I love this. It's an old Reader's Digest. I love the Reader's Digest stuff, and there's nostalgia there just in that in itself, but it just gives you all these cool pictures and cool places that you can visit. And I got this book for $1, and this was at a thrift store. It wasn't at the bookseller. It was just at one of the little thrift stores. And it's just, I absolutely, hands down, I love road trips so much. I love seeing pretty places and I love to see something new. I think that's another reason why I like the thrift store, is because it's always something new. It's affordable, but it's always something new. And so I just love that. And see, it just gives you all that, gives you the reading parts, and like gives you the little pictures to where, you know, you would want to travel. And I just love it so much. I'm so excited about this book. I actually haven't got to look at it, but I'm really, really excited about this one. So it is, I don't know, where's Nez Perce? Nez Perce National Historic Park. I don't know, but there's a picture of it. And I am just so excited about this one. This one's cool. And so, and you probably noticed my surroundings. So my tree is not here because we take it down. It's after Christmas. And although it was sad to take it down, we are feeling like it did give us just a little more space. The rocking chair, which is squeaking, is what I'm in. And we do keep the rocking chair when the tree is not up at the table. For several reasons. So the first reason is because it's crowded over there where it was, and we only moved it over there so that we could put the tree here. But it kind of blocks the path between the couch to get to the hallway and back a lot more, and so we brought it back in here. It looks cute with the curtains and with the china cabinet, and it kind of fits into that whole vintage look. But also my husband is 6'2", so I probably look short in it. He fits in it a little better, and his back has bothered him from time to time in the past, just from things he has done that he shouldn't have done over his lifetime, and like lifting refrigerators. We have helped a lot of people move, and we have moved several times, so I don't think that was the best plan for his back. But anyway, I had the idea to bring this in here to give him more of a cushion, because he says the hard chair bothers him to sit in. So that is the biggest reason why it's in here, but it just also looked cool to me, because I like anything different. And you're probably getting that message by my videos, that I'm definitely a person that likes different things and a eclectic style and just a little bit of a variety of everything, right? I have 2 kids' books left, and then my calendar, which is not from the book haul, but when I went to Crossville, I'm going to show you the clothes on a different video. I'm just going to split them up for time's sake, but when I went to Crossville, these were some of the things we got. And then my calendar of the year is a Glamour Chicks. It made sense with all my clothing. And they're so funny. One of them is, I don't know if you've seen this calendar, but one of them is like, life is a party, dress for it. Let's see, this one is fabulous, let them stare. The epitome of the power couple. And it's got like all the chickens posing on the back of it. Don't be afraid to sparkle. And I just thought this was, this just went with my clothing. I don't know. It just went with what I'm doing. This one says, we're so glam, we sweat glitter. And I just thought that was funny, right? It's funny. I don't know. I don't know if you like chickens or not. I know a lot of people are they really love chickens. I don't have any, but I think they're fun to watch. I just think they're funny. And then the 2 kids' books we picked up. One is a Christmas book, and it's called The Little Christmas Tree. And this is a really nice book. We got these 2 at a Goodwill. Is where we got these 2. And I don't remember, I think the Hilltoppers was where I got that Off the Beaten Path book. But this Christmas book is so nice. Like the pictures in it are so, look how nicely done the pictures are. Can you see? And they're like raised. Like you can feel the picture. So there's texture, and I love textured items. Look at this one. Like look at that picture. It's so big, like I don't even know where to put it. There we go. So it's like bigger than my head, right? But they're raised picturing, and I thought this was so cute for kids and for me and for my daughter and whoever wants to read it. So we have fun reading them. So even if we're, we read them to them, we enjoy them too. So we just thought these were super cute. So and it has a hot air balloon. Like I love hot air balloons. I don't really want to ride in one, but I just want to be at the bottom taking pictures of all of the colors and them flying around in the sky. I just want to be at the bottom taking all those pictures so bad. So maybe one day I'll get to do that. But if you noticed, I had a hot air balloon on my tree, and I have a shirt from the summertime that has hot air balloons on it. So I do like hot air balloons. And the last one is, and this one's weird, and I picked it up simply because it was weird. It was funny to me. The Pancake That Ran Away. So I've never heard of it, and once again it's got a chicken chasing a pancake. And this one was from let's see what the year was on this one, because I was thinking this was an older, oh here it is, 1992, so it's from the 90s. So that is cool, and I like the picturing in it. So that pretty much sums it up. That sums up everything and that we got for like the book and calendar thrift haul. And I'm going to do another video on the other things that we got in when we were in Crossville as well. And Crossville's kind of one of my go-to places. I found it, I think a friend introduced me to it when I had my store. Basically when I had my store, I would shop to fill that store. because I had it in the mall and the mall would not allow me to do consignment. And so I would have to go, which I enjoyed thrifting anyway, so it didn't bother me to find the pieces. So I would get to go out and hunt all these pieces to bring back to the store. So basically it was curated. It was narrowed down to specific eras and things. And so I did that for a little while, and it worked. People liked it, but then the mall just wasn't the right place for it. So we closed it, and we're going to do that again later when I get some of my family stuff done that is going on. But I found Crossville in the mix of all that, and it has been one of my favorite places to go because it's like the modern Mayberry, but it is slower than where I'm at. Like, it's busy. The streets are busy and stuff, but it's slower in the sense that, like, everything closes at 4 o'clock. So if you go, everything opens an hour earlier than my time. Like, if it's 10 here, it's 9 there. But then everything closes at 4. So, but I really love the drive. Like, it's an hour and a half drive for me. And I pass Watts Bar, and I pass a lot of land. And I don't have to go to the interstate. So I don't like the interstate. If I don't have to do it, I will. But I don't prefer it because I don't think it's as pretty. So this is like an actual pretty drive where I get to see the mountains. It's literally like so many different landscapes on the way. Like, because you pass Watts Bar with the water. You pass kind of like valley areas and like barns and horses and stuff. And then you also you go up the mountain. You pass the Look Off. And so there's a lot of different things along the way. I just love the land. I love the road trips. But anyway, so that just became kind of mine and my daughter's go-to spot. That's our place of what we consider vacation. And thrifting's always vacation to me. That's hands down the first thing I'm going to want to do if I'm not climbing a mountain. If I'm not like hiking a mountain or something, I will pick thrifting. It's interesting. I would prefer to do both. I don't feel as comfortable hiking by myself, so I don't get to do that as much. I used to get to do it. I'll talk about that later, but I used to get to do that a lot with my family growing up, and my husband is not a hiker. So I have not gotten to do that a lot recently, or in the past 10 years. So anyway, I don't know how safe I feel doing that by myself, so I generally don't get to do too much of it. But so thrifting is something I can do by myself, and it's always fun, and I enjoy it, and I do get to see the scenery on the way, so it's like a good compromise. But anyway, I'm going to leave you with that because I'm looking, and my video is now 27 minutes long, so I'm going to go ahead and hop off here, and I just hope you enjoyed this little fun book haul with me. And if you recognize any of the people, you'll have to let me know if you like them or don't like them. I don't really know. I probably should Google and just see who some of them are. And I feel like I'll probably find out anyway when I look through some of the books and read some stuff. But I am excited about the clothes, and I just thought there were a lot of good finds. But I think I'm most excited about that Off the Beaten Path book. I think that one gets my heart. There's just something about road trips and seeing new places, and especially places that are slowed down, that don't have a lot going on, and where you have time to think. We have time to just enjoy and actually hear birds. There's something about just being able to hear birds and the breeze. So all of those things just mean so much to me, and so that one's my favorite. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed being here with me looking at them, and thank you for being here, and I will see you on the next video, which will either be a thrift haul. I don't know. I have so many planned. I literally need to write them down because I have so many different outfit ideas and things planned that, like, my head's kind of getting full of them, so probably need to put those on paper. But I will see you on the next one. If you like the video, hit like and subscribe and help me continue growing my channel, and I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you have a blessed day. Bye.